Hi, my name is Jan Black. I will be discussing dealing with sexual harassment. It was a great day at the pharmacy I worked at. I was a secretary. It was in the early 1980s. I did the bookkeeping. I typed prescription labels for the pharmacist. I did stocking. I ran the register and waited on the customers. When we had downtime, it was my job to go to the stock room, which I don't like going to the stock room anyway because it is so spooky to me. But this particular day, everybody was having a good time. It was slow, so I told my manager, I said, I'm going to get stock and bring it out and stock their shelf. When I got to the stock room, though, I thought I was the only one going to be in the stock room. Well, needless to say, I wasn't. My assistant manager jumped out from behind a box, grabbed me, tried to kiss me. Stockroom is in the way back of the corner of the store. I was yelling for help. I didn't know what this guy was going to do. I was frightened. I was scared. I said, what are you wanting? Finally, I freed myself. I went back to the pharmacy, and my pharmacist, who was also my manager, asked, said, Jan, what is your problem? What has happened to you? For a while, I couldn't speak. Finally, I told him some of what had happened. He said, well, we will discuss it later on. I went about my work. And you ask, what is sexual harassment? You ask, well, has there been any cases, one, for sexual harassment? I will get to that. Again, like I said, I told my member of management some of what had happened. Well, later on that afternoon after I had finished my work, he said, Jan, we have time to talk. Do you want to talk? And I said, yes. He said, Jan, you cannot let this get out. If you let this get out, it's going to hurt our business. I said, what about me? I'm the victim. He said, well, if you go to upper management, they're probably going to look at you like you're the one that was guilty. I debated on what to do. I decided to go to upper management. Two upper management came down. Myself, the assistant manager, and two upper management sat down and talked about what had taken place. Since they were getting two different stories, we went to a lie detector. They sat in on my lie detector test, also the assistant manager. When my test was over, the guy that did my test, he looked at the men. He said, I don't know what you're going to do with the assistant manager, but this lady is telling the truth. Sexual harassment can come in many ways. It can be sexual advances unwanted, a dirty joke being told in front of females or males that make them feel very uncomfortable. It can be physical. It can be mental. The things that you need to know, the things that you will need to do, you need to keep notes, dates, times, everything that was said. Member of management that you went to, get him to fill out a report. You have that right. If it does not stop, you can report sexual harassment to the Employment Commission Office. Do I regret telling what happened? Even though they did nothing to the assistant manager, they just put us on different shifts. And I finally gave my notice because I kept bumping into him and it kept flashing back into my face. I couldn't trust the man after that. Do I think the laws have changed since the early 1980s? Yes, I definitely believe the laws have changed. If my case had taken place today, I think there would be a total different outcome. You asked if case has been won. Yes, Mitsubishi had this lady that worked on the line. She complained about sexual harassment. She went to management. She followed the chain of command. Nothing was done. They waited till something drastic happened. A man that was harassing her brought an air rifle, shot it between her legs. She was awarded $95 million. Probably won't get but $40 million. And the reason for that is there is a cap on workman comp. ABM Security had a lady that complained about the janitor. They laughed at her. They said that he's not going to do that. She said he is. He's sexually harassing me. He's grabbing me. He's groping me. She filed a complaint, won $3.8 million. You ask, how can a case be won? Speak up. Be heard. That is your right. Stop sexual harassment. Sexual harassment in the military takes place also. There is a number of cases that was reported. Congress kept on the Pentagon until they released a report saying there was 1,366. Okay, that was at the end of last year, September the 30th, 2013. You asked, what was the sexual harassment in the military? What was done? Sexual advances took place. Sexual favors was asked for time off or a promotion. Physical, sexual assaults. Punishment was administrative written paper put in the file, letter of reprimand, demotion, number of different other things. But there's this one particular case that sticks out in my mind. This lady had been in Iraq. She served her time in Iraq, being sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, and they would not listen. It comes time for her to be deployed again. This lady's name is Susan Swift. She was in the Army. She was at her mom's visiting. She also suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, which that was from seeing all the stuff in the war zone, plus what she was having to go through with the sexual harassment. When it came time to leave, she couldn't bring herself to leave. She said, Mama, I can't do it. Some of the same guys that was over there with me last time that was supposed to be helping me fight for freedom are going to go this time too. I can't go. She went AWOL. She is now confined to a base in Washington, still awaiting her charges for going AWOL, also awaiting what they will be doing to the sexual harassment cases and sexual assault. Our military has too much to worry about in a war zone than having to worry about our men and women over there being sexually assaulted. It's not just women, it's men also. You ask, how can we stop this? Speak up like Susan Swift did and be heard. I don't regret speaking up. I regret the outcome. But it opened management's eyes. It opened the assistant manager's eyes to let him know there is not going to be anyone that would put up with his sexual harassment anymore. I stood up and I let him know that. He don't know what the other women might do, but by me speaking up, it made him aware that he was wrong. Thank you.